You walk into a store. T-shirt, $8. Blender, $19. Kids' toy, $4. You think, I'm saving money. I'm being smart. Here's what nobody tells you. That $8 shirt? It cost you $47,000. Not today. Over the last 20 years. Quietly, without asking. Let me show you how that math works. In 1990, a simple TV cost $800 in today's dollars. By 2005, the same TV, $300. By 2020, $180. Prices dropped. Wallets got fatter. Everyone celebrated. Here's what the headline didn't say. Between 2001 and 2011, 2.7 million manufacturing jobs disappeared from the United States alone. Not automated away, not restructured, moved to one country. And the workers who lost those jobs? Their median wage dropped 20% and never recovered. So yes, your TV got cheaper. Someone else paid for the discount. Let's make this concrete. Your iPhone costs Apple roughly $200 to build. You pay $1,200. Where does the $1,000 go? $450. Apple's margin. Profit. Shareholders. $280. R&D, marketing, retail. $170. Component suppliers. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. $30. Foxconn. The actual factory in China. The workers. The assembly. The hands. $30. China doesn't get rich making your iPhone. China gets industrialized. It builds the skills, the factories, the supply chains. Apple gets rich. You pay $1,200. And the guy in Ohio who used to make circuit boards? He's now delivering packages. This is not a trade deal. This is a transfer. Here's the mechanism. This is the part they don't teach in school. In 2001, China joined the World Trade Organization. Overnight, tariffs dropped. Factories closed across Europe and North America. Not because Chinese workers were more skilled. Because Chinese workers earned 60 cents an hour. Today, that number is $4 to $6. Still 1/5 of the U.S. minimum wage. But here's the darker layer. The companies that moved production, they didn't lower prices proportionally. They captured the difference. Between 2000 and 2020, corporate profit margins in consumer goods doubled. Your prices went down 15%. Their margins went up 90%. You got a discount. They got a decade of record profits. The responsible feeling tax. You feel smart buying cheap, while the system extracts value you can't see. Here's the number I promised you. The average American household saves roughly $850 a year buying cheaper imported goods. Sounds good. Now the other side of the ledger. Manufacturing job loss. Median lifetime wage gap. $35,000 per displaced worker. U.S. government spent $240 billion in trade adjustment assistance over 20 years. Supply chain disruption in 2021 to 2022. Inflation spike cost the average household $3,500 in 1 year. That $850 annual saving? It took 40 years to offset what one supply chain crisis took in 12 months. Cheap China was never free. You just paid the bill later, and with interest. To be fair, globalization lifted 800 million people out of extreme poverty, mostly in China and Southeast Asia. That is not nothing. That is one of the greatest economic achievements in human history. And some of those cheaper goods, medicine, electronics, food, genuinely improved lives everywhere. The problem isn't that China manufactures things. The problem is the deal was sold as everyone wins, when the fine print said consumers win a little, corporations win a lot, and workers in developed countries lose quietly. A good deal is transparent about who pays. This one wasn't. So the next time you pick up that $8 shirt, you're not saving money. You're spending it in a currency you can't see yet. Jobs, supply chains, strategic independence. The real cost of cheap China isn't on the price tag. It's in the economy you'll inherit. If this changed how you think about trade, subscribe. Next video, why your country can't just bring manufacturing back. It's more broken than you think.